In New Jersey, Long Island, Manhattan was so hit hard by all of this. It really was incredible. And you were out there throughout this all.
And like you said, it was dark and it was really, truly scary. I mean, during the storm, I was outside the Battery Tunnel where roads were basically turned into rivers. There was just waves of water just poured down the tunnel wall as the storm moved through. It caused massive flooding. And here is some of what I covered in those days.
Well, I have to tell you, we had a very, very difficult time getting the CBS 2 Mobile Weather Lab out of Battery Park. The water was rising very quickly. Now we're on Greenwich and Mars Street. Take a look. You'll notice that there are quite a few people who've gathered. And now we're going to zoom in, and we hope that you can see it as well as we can, because the water is spilling. It is not only now moved, obviously come up from New York Harbor, it's onto West Street. We're talking about the end part of the West Side Highway completely flooded. That water is now spilling over into the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. I'm not sure if you can see it. Because of this water, they just moments ago cut the lights. They turned off the power to at least part of the area because of this flowing water. So now we're seeing it is like a waterfall just cascading into the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. I mean, we've had dozens and dozens of people who have come up. They're walking across the bridge so they can take a look at it. People have gathered here. They continue to come up the street. Even if you look this way, let's walk this way. And if you look in between this little area here, you can see the water just running. At least I hope you can see the water. It's just running into the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. It's amazing. We keep hearing people say, even police officers who are off duty, we keep hearing them say, I've never seen anything like this before. And of course, that's what this is doing. Now, right now, the winds are not too horrible. We're not even seeing a tremendous amount of rain right now, and Lonnie's continued to talk about that. But it is, of course, that coastal storm surge. And here at Battery Park, we were expecting anywhere the water level to rise to between 10 and 12 feet. It hasn't even gotten there yet, and this is what we're already seeing. Power has already been cut to certain locations. We're already seeing water running down West Street, running down portions of the West Side Highway, and we've shot some incredible video. We're going to be feeding that in momentarily. You'll see people. It's like nothing you've ever seen, certainly not here in Lower Manhattan, but that is indeed what we have tonight. I'm glad we shot it when we did, because just moments after we started talking, they cut more power. So we are almost in the dark here. The only lights on this block from the camera and the CBS 2 Mobile Weather Lab. Just take a look. I mean, just darkness here. We had dozens of people who had come by to take a look at this before. They've obviously left because it's difficult to see. We're going to zoom in though and see if you can kind of make out. Certainly if you can't see it that well, you may be able to still hear the water is running on the Manhattan side of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. And now, I mean, it really just looks like a waterfall. It almost looks like a water feature at a water park. It's unbelievable. And even in the dark, people continue to walk over and take a look at it. We've got some cars that are submerged over there as this water just continues to pour in. And again, one of the problems is, as the storm surge, as the water continues to push up onto Lower Manhattan, anything that's lower than the street or area next to it, well, that's where the water is going to flow, from high to low. And so we continue to just see this water rushing. It's incredible. When we first started seeing some of this flooding in the streets, we really thought that maybe a fire hydrant or some sort of water main may have broken, because it was seen to be so far away from the New York Harbor. But this is what's happening. We've got the water. It's just pushed into the streets, into parts of the West Side Highway. So it is unbelievable. And one thing I have to say is we also have this overwhelming smell of oil down here. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. I'm not sure if that's home heating oil, but it has an overwhelming odor of oil down here. And because we're in the dark, unfortunately, I don't see things really getting better in terms of people who are out and about, because there are just a lot of hazards here. We've seen some fire trucks racing. We've seen some Army National Guard trucks. So there is a lot going on out here, and unfortunately, very little of it is good. So we will continue. We're going to move around a little bit more, shoot some more video. Some of it is difficult to bring the CBS 2 Mobile Weather Lab because the water is so incredibly high. So we're going to walk over, shoot some more video, and of course, we'll continue to bring it back to you as we stay on the air. With that, you guys, I'll send it back to you.
It was honestly, truly some scary stuff, but it's amazing to look at it now, you know, years later, and just think that that's what we endured and that's what we built back from.
Yeah, it was really incredible to watch you out there, and we were just on the air for days straight, never taking a break, and wow, incredible.
The aftermath. You think about all the people that lost power for weeks at a time. In New York, 2 million people. New Jersey, 2 million. 500,000 in Connecticut. And this didn't go on for just a couple of days. This was weeks of having no power. And then the build back, the infrastructure of all the areas from Manhattan right through Staten Island to Long Island to New Jersey.
And thank you for joining us as we remember Superstorm Sandy. Stay with CBSN New York for more coverage throughout the day as we commemorate 9 years since the storm. Goodbye and stay safe.